Hello, and thank you for joining the Pressure Players for Millie Alice Thompson's Goodbye, England's Rose, made in partnership with the drama program at the University of Northampton and made possible by Moon Studios and Dykeman Label Studios. Please do not operate heavy machinery or work with sharp materials while listening to this radio play.
Scene 1. There stands a frail and shy-looking Frances. She is staring at her bare feet and rubbing her arm. She is nervous. She looks up and around at the audience apprehensively before beginning her story.
It wasn't love at first sight. I don't know if I'd even say it was ever love. I didn't deserve this. I never did. I know you think I'm just saying that, trying to play the victim, but I'm not an actor. Nor have I ever been. One is not playing the victim, but simply is the victim. You want to know, I suppose, how I got into this mess in the first place. People always wanted to be me without even knowing what that entailed. I'd quite like to know too, where it all went wrong, when the switch was flipped. I had a good life, kept to myself, and that was that. But who can really blame me when the most charming and gorgeous man from the city comes into town on business, and the next thing you know, you're sat at this vanity in his obnoxiously prestigious mansion in a wedding gown, ready to sign your life away to a family you barely fucking know. I just wanted someone to be there for me, to make me feel safe and secure. I guess the money and fame was a plus at first. I was completely blindsided. But that soon turned sour. It was never really mine anyway. I was delusional. They aren't my family. They never will be. My family never wanted me dead. There's always a moment of acknowledgement between a murderer and their victim. That moment, I realized I had little to no power within the situation. It's like I'm underwater and I'm drowning, but the more I struggle to get to the surface, the more I sink. No family of mine would have ever wanted me dead.
Scene 2. An expensive and luxurious bedroom in the pretentious walls of Clarence's house. Frances sits at the vanity, which belongs to her, but also doesn't. Makeup smeared down her tear-stained face, she looks up into the mirror. My love for you is comparable to not taking an umbrella even when you know it is raining.
I'm looking up into the mirror, questioning what I've become and why I ever let it get this far. If I'll ever get to be with her. Arthur enters the room, turning the lights on. He double takes at me, not shocked to find me in this position. It's become a daily occurrence now. He tuts and sighs at me and all of the other demeaning noises one can make with their mouth.
You know, It would be nice to come home to my wife not sobbing for once. God, anyone would think you have it hard.
Well, anyone would be correct to think so.
Well, speak up then. Say it. Tell me what the fuck you want from me, because God only knows what that is.
Leave me alone, Arthur.
Oh, and here we go again with the constant hostility. You are my wife. And quite frankly, I'm sick of coming home, working my arse off for this company, for our company all day. All day
Our fucking company? Don't you go involving me in any of this. This is not what I signed up for. You and your family's dodgy company.
Dodgy company. You weren't complaining when you married into it. Money? Power? Is that what you wanted? Is that what this is all about? Or is this about that little lover of yours?
My little lover? What about you and Rosemary? All over the public eye. The press is gagging for the details. Didn't exactly keep that one quiet, did you? Flaunting your mistress every chance you get. Really classy, Arthur.
That is not the same thing. I am supposed to love women. You, on
Wonder
the
what
other
your
hand,
family thinks about that. Probably cannot wait for the time to come that you finally get rid of me.
Get rid of you? You speak of yourself like some kind of rubbish, like some fucking disease. And don't talk of my family, our family, in that manner. Ever.
They have always had it in for me, and you know it. Never good enough for you, was I? Probably kill me off when they have the chance.
What on earth did you just
Probably
say?
kill me off when they have the fucking chance. I know what they're doing. They're planning an accident in my car so that you can marry again. Brake failure and a serious head injury. I'm on to you. All of you.
My God. And I thought I'd heard it all from you.
I should have listened to myself that night. I really wish I'd listened to myself that night. I guess you should just never underestimate someone with all of the power and money in the world to their disposal. Our two little boys enter the room. Louis and Albert. Probably heard the screaming again. I should have fucking listened to myself that night.
Scene 3. Frances at her paramour's penthouse suite, wearing sweats, a beanie, and a pair of sunglasses, carrying nothing but her phone. A usually unsure look for someone with such status, but a go-to for when she's trying to keep her identity hidden when traveling without company. Her girlfriend opens the door to a distraught Frances. They hold eye contact for what feels like an eternity until Frances's legs give in. She collapses into Ahmad's arms. They hold on to each other like their lives depend on it. It'll always be you. Whether you're oceans away or home for a few, it'll always be you. It was May when I met you, and it was May when I knew that it was, is, and always will be you.
I tried to warn her. She did everything she could, so I could never have put the blame on her. She did everything right. She really tried. She didn't deserve to go down with me. The only thing she ever did wrong was fall in love with the wrong person. Something we both have in common.
What's wrong? Who died? Has someone died? Who do I have to kill this time? My darling, I hate seeing you like this.
It's my mum.
What's happened? Is she okay? Do we need to go back to all four?
Would it be awful if I said I didn't care? I no longer care for my mother as long as she lives.
Francis, I can't help you unless you tell me what's going on.
It's all over the front page of the Sun. Pictures of you and I plastered everywhere. There's no way we could have avoided it.
She may not have seen it. If we contact our publicist quick enough,
It's too late. She's seen it. She left me a voicemail. It started with, "You're a whore, Francis. Messing around with fucking women. You are disgraceful." She said some very nasty things to me that day. Things I didn't think my own mother would be capable of saying to her baby. Imad hung up the phone in attempts to save me some of the heartache and pain. It didn't work. Her words had already cut into me.
We're leaving tonight. Let's go to Paris. You've always wanted Paris. We're going to Paris. It's decided. We can lay low for a while until there's something new for them to talk about. Go. Pack your bags. We'll leave tonight.
I couldn't say no. That's always been a problem of mine. But I loved her. I love her.
Scene 4. Frances is in the bedroom she shares with Arthur. She is frantically packing everything she can into a trunk. Arthur swings open the bedroom door. His eyes land on Frances.
They say that pain is temporary, and they say that words will never hurt you. So tell me why the scars haven't faded from when you pulled out your gun and you shot me with those vicious words that flew from your mouth and straight into my chest.
What's going on? Where the fuck do you think you're going?
I'm leaving. And I don't know when I'll be back. Don't come looking for me.
Well, I trust you won't be gone for too long, considering you have children to look after. And we wouldn't want the press thinking that you're running away from me now, would we?
No, of course not. Why on earth would we want those vultures thinking something with actual truth behind it for once?
I saw the article, Francis. I saw you with that girl.
That girl has a name. And what do you mean you saw it? Don't act like it wasn't you and your minions that leaked it in the first place. And what about the rest of that paper? Rosemary brands Francis a mad cow to pals during affair with Arthur. That's what the paper said. A mad cow.
Arthur pours himself a glass of whiskey. He leans against the dresser.
You really do make me laugh, Francis. I pity you. It's just sad, really.
I'm leaving, Arthur. Don't follow me.
Have fun in Paris, sweetheart.
I wish I was just that little bit cleverer. A bit quicker. Because maybe then I would realize I never told him that I was going to Paris. Maybe then I wouldn't be dead.
Scene 5. Francis's driver wakes up from a state of unconsciousness. He tries to drag himself over to her lifeless body. Future Francis. We see her as she was the first time we saw her, staring at her bare feet, rubbing her arm, but this time less nervous, more unsettled. The bodies still around her on the floor, the bodies of herself, Imad, and her driver. If my heart stopped beating today, would you miss me tomorrow, and the next day, and the next? Because I find it only fair that if my heart stopped beating for you, then you should carry me with you, through and through and through.
They called it a tragic accident. No reason to suspect the involvement of Arthur and his family in my death. His now late wife. There was no conspiracy and no cover-up, says the chief of the Metropolitan Police. They said my driver was drunk and driving double the legal speed limit, but I was in the car. I was there, but no one could hear me. It was reported that the car hit the curb just before the 13th pillar of the central reservation. But I could have sworn another car hit us first. So why was there no trace of that? Paparazzi on motorcycles and a white Fiat swarmed us as we entered the tunnel, and I swear in that moment, I just knew that was it. In that moment, I thought about my boys and how they'd have to live with this man they call a father. My love sat next to me. She didn't ask for all of this. Neither of us did, but she didn't deserve it. I wish I was just that little bit cleverer. A little bit quicker. Because maybe then I would know who was driving the white Fiat who caused this so-called accident. I wish I had realized sooner that it wasn't my mind playing tricks on me when I saw Arthur and his family wherever I went. I wish someone would have taken me more seriously when I told them he was going to kill me and didn't always have the default reply of, "You're such a drama queen, Francis." Oh my God. People tried to help, but I didn't want them to. I didn't know who I could trust anymore. Leave me alone. Despite rigorous attempts, my injuries were way too extensive. My heart had been displaced. In all senses. And what is a world without my love in it? She was the only one who was able to make me feel again. Feel something. Feel anything. I felt around for her hand, and there she was, right next to me. Dead. Beautiful as ever, always so full of life, yet she lay next to me with a broken neck.
The story of a young girl, unlucky in love, two star-crossed lovers, eternally judged by society, the victim of a family protecting their reputation. Goodbye, England's Rose.
Thank you for supporting local artists across the world and listening to the Pressure Players' production of Millie Alice Thompson's Goodbye, England's Rose, designed by Philip Stern and directed by Christina Duarte. For more, please visit www.thepressureplayers.com. That's www.thepressureplayers.com.